right, Shalom. This brother's from GMS Atlanta doing the in transit. We want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahawah, by Hashem, Yahawah, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. A topic we wanted to speak on, which kind of missed it earlier, but I myself, I've been meditating on it for a couple of days, and basically how a lot of things heavy in the spirit have been happening on the right hand side, on the side of Yahawah and the brothers here at Great Millstone. A lot of chariot sightings, messages from angels, dreams and visions. Heavy topics have been, coming out in the spirit, and a lot of brothers have seen an increase in the spirit within themselves. A lot of brothers are trimming their lamps, preparing their minds for what's to come. Okay, and that's a good thing. But then on the other side, on the left-hand side, on the side of the wicked, we have the so-called white man Esau pushing toward this new world order heavy. Okay, so, such as the War of Armageddon, which is World War III. You got Trump putting out them sanctions on Iran. Okay, by removing the U.S. from the nuclear deal. Matter of fact, before that, they put more sanctions on Russia. Okay, all right.
Now Russia and China are talking about dropping the dollar so they can be relieved of those sanctions that the United States put upon them.
Right.
You gotta vote.
Yep. China and Russia want to do away with the the U.S. dollar, plus other countries like Iran, Turkey. Okay, but then you got Esau, doing, evil deeds behind the scenes. Okay, getting deeper and deeper into his witchcraft, and now he's getting ready to push the RFID microchip, or the NFC microchip, which is the mark of the beast. Regardless of what these other clowns say out there, it's quite obvious that the mark in the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, is the mark of the beast. All right, and that's a major prophecy that has to come to pass before these last days, man. Okay, or before World War III, because we're in the last days, but before World War III. All right, but before this place is totally destroyed, the mark of the beast has to be put out into the mainstream and then made mandatory. Okay. So and part of that, a part of that getting pushed, that's a part of the miracles that Esau, the so-called white man, is going to push out there to number one, try to deceive the very elect. Okay, but also to get Israelites to take the mark of the beast so they can be joined unto his so-called new world order. Okay, because it says that this system, this beast, is going to start doing miracles, man. And what's Esau's miracles? Okay, his technological advancements. Okay, here it is. You got this microchip, this brain microchip that can that can basically give people that are blind the sight to see. You can have a prosthetic arm or a prosthetic leg, and you can control that arm or that leg with just your brain, with just your thoughts. That's a miracle in the eyes of this society, man. And in the eyes of the majority of the world's peoples, that's a miracle that this system is going to be putting out there. But Yahawah is going to have his prophets and his men out there, his servants, doing miracles the same way that Yahawah did miracles. Okay? So if a brother can get the scripture, Revelation 13 and 14.
So Revelation chapter 13 and 14. I'll start at 13.
Go ahead.
All right, it says Revelation 13:13, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven.
Right. Let's talk about NATO. Okay. Let's not talking about big boy, fat boy, and little man, or whatever the two atomic bombs from World War II that dropped on Nagasaki and Hiroshima. That was the beginning, but when you go into Revelation 13 chapter and it talks about the beast is the whole system of Rome brought all over again. Now that was America that dropped them two atomic bombs. All right, I believe along with England. Okay, the authorization of England as well, but they were part of the Allies. But it wasn't until the North Atlantic Treaty Organization came together and dropped bombs, I believe, over Herzegovina in the early 90s. That was when NATO was actually came together. They dropped their first bomb in the name of NATO. So they actually had fire come down from heaven together, which is that bomb, but as NATO, as the beast. That was the precursor to the beast, the power of the beast, which is, which America is the whore that rideth upon that system. But they didn't do it together until later on. That was part of the miracles and the wonders, man. When all them European nations, which at the time you had the European Union, which was known as the EEC, or the European Economic Community, they got together with the U.S. and other countries, and they came together to form NATO, which NATO's been around, but that was when they actually dropped a bomb in the name of that organization. Okay, so that was one of the wonders. The whole world was wondering after that ability and that power and unity like that. So-called white man has never done anything like that, and hadn't done anything like that even before the fall of the Soviet Union. Okay, in 89.
All right, I'm gonna continue.
God.
It says, making fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
Right. So a lot of people, especially these Arab nations, these darker nations, when they saw that happen, they was on board, because back then, you're talking about 30 years ago, these countries and these nations were afraid of America, afraid of what NATO could do, the Western world. Okay, and they were deceived by that power into following after them. So you had this beast gaining his power in the world and gaining his grip over these other countries. And it wasn't too long after that happened, they had the so-called terrorist attack of 9/11, to when they went into the Middle East and was taking over Iraq and Afghanistan.
Well, even before that with the Gulf War.
Yeah.
At the time of Bill Clinton.
Yeah, Operation Iraqi Freedom.
Desert Storm.
Yeah, Desert Storm.
Trying to continue, it says, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword, and did live.
We're just talking about the Roman Empire coming back in the form of NATO. All right, with America at the helm, with America leading that organization of Edomites, man. Okay, you keep reading that.
Okay. Verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads. Right.
Now, we're not mentioning about the wonders and the miracles. Those miracles are Esau's technological advancements, his technologies. And that major technology that Esau is going to push, that major miracle that this system is going to push is especially over there in Europe and here in America, is that mark of the beast, which is the RFID and NFC microchip. Okay, because with that RFID microchip, the implantable microchip, they're going to be able to basically, they're going to seem as though they got spiritual power.
Yeah, so they can control it.
Yeah, a form of control, which through the medical system, these doctors are going to be authorized to basically give sight to the blind, to allow a paraplegic to walk again.
Well, I did a video on that. I know we were speaking on it earlier. There's actually a guy up in Montana, I forgot his name, but he has like a Gadite name. I think he's an Israelite. Confuses the faces, but he got injured in a snowmobile accident, and he actually was paralyzed from the waist down. And then Esau put a microchip in his spine, and next thing you know, the man can walk. Obviously not perfectly, but he can walk still 100 yards, so an entire length of a football field. So he went from literally being fully lame to getting a chip implanted in his back that was connected to his brain functions, and now he's walking 100 meters.
Right.
That's a miracle.
Right. That's a miracle. People say all the time, "Oh my God, it's a miracle! You can walk again. You can walk again." That's the type of assurance and convenience that this microchip implant is gonna give to these people out here, man. Okay. It's gonna seem like the so-called white man has power, man. Okay. But Baba Shah, can you do me a favor and look up that word miracle in Revelation 13 and 14? All right, because we're gonna go over Esau's miracles, and then we're gonna go over the miracles of Yahawah Shah, because that's the power of these two superpowers in the earth, which is Esau and Jacob, are gonna clash, man. Okay, unstoppable force is gonna meet that unmovable object. Okay. We should go into about one that's like God at the bottom, and word miracles.
Yeah,
read that.
The word miracles in the Greek, it's Simeon, and it's a sign, mark, token. It says that by which a person or a thing is distinguished from others and it's known. It says a sign, prodigy, unusual occurrence.
Right, an unusual occurrence. It's going to be an unusual sign, or an unusual, because that's a sign, or an unusual occurrence to see. For example, Joe Swanson has been, that's been in a wheelchair for the past 10 years. He was a cop, but he got shot by a stray bullet. He's been in a wheelchair for 10 years. It's going to be an unusual occurrence to see him walk again. But if he gets that microchip, it's going to be a miracle. That's from Family Guy, Joseph.
Yeah.
But that's just an example.
If I could say too,
God.
A lot of people just saying, people being able to walk and do miracles on that chip, they gonna be willing to take the chip too.
Right.
Just like how when people see brothers doing spiritual powers, they gonna be joining onto the right hand side also.
That's right.
Psalms 110 and 3.
Yep. Yep. That's right. Because like I said, and because he deceiveth them by the miracles he do. How is Esau going to deceive the people by giving them the microchip? Because people are going to think, oh, that's the work of God.
Yeah.
The Heavenly Father, God in Christ has to be working with the government and these pastors and these doctors to be healing these people. But they're deceiving you, because the true power and the true Lord is going to destroy you if you take the microchip, man. Okay? Can you read some more of that out?
Kind. It says of signs portending remarkable events soon to happen. It says of miracles and wonders by which the Most High authenticates the men sent by him.
Right. Because that's the power that the Lord's going to give his men, his actual servants. Yahawah is actually going to give his servants spiritual power to do miracles, like you see in these Marvel movies and these DC movies. We're going to get that same type of power, like Lucy, you know. But then the devil, through his deceiving technology, is going to have his miracles too. Okay, so it should be some more in that.
It says, or by which men prove that the cause they are pleading is the Most High.
Well, or by which means, that's like, or by which men, say that again, so like
it says, or by which men prove that the cause they are, let me read. Or by which men prove that the cause they are pleading is the Most High.
Or by which cause that men, or by which that men cause that whose cause they are pleading is of the Most High. Meaning Esau is going to say, well, it's of God, or we're the gods. They're going to say that we're the gods, and we have the power through our technology and our science, okay, to make you a cyborg, to give you this microchip, and you can walk again, you can see again, you can hear again, you know, you can run. So they're going to deceive the public into thinking that they're God. But then Yahawah, like we read in the definition before, he's going to have his own men doing miracles. And that's when that dividing line also is going to be drawn. Okay? Which you have the miracles of Esau on one side and the miracles of Yahawah on the other side, man.
Right.
You know? But that happened before. That happened during the time of Exodus, man. Before Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt, okay? Moses was doing miracles, okay? But the left-hand side, witches and warlocks of Egypt, the Magi's of Egypt, they were doing miracles that they attributed to their gods. And they were doing the same thing Moses was doing, okay? I think the brother got a part of that account he wants to read, if you can find it.
This is Exodus chapter 7, verse 8. It says, and the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, when Pharaoh shall speak unto you, saying, show a miracle for you, then thou shalt say unto Aaron, take thy rod and cast it before Pharaoh, and it shall become a serpent. And Moses and Aaron went in unto Pharaoh, and they did so as the Lord had commanded. And Aaron cast down his rod before Pharaoh and before his servants, and it became a serpent.
Right, so Yahawah gave Aaron and Moses the power to turn a staff into a serpent, not because there was any technology, but it was just through the spirit. The staff turned into a snake. But then the brothers are going to read what the Egyptians are going to do.
This is verse 11. Then Pharaoh also called the wise men and the sorcerers, now the magicians of Egypt, and they also did in like manner with their enchantments, for they cast down every man in his rod, and they became serpents, but Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods.
Right, so here it is, you have it where the magicians of Egypt and the sorcerers of Egypt did the same thing. But the snake or the serpent that Moses and Aaron had, that serpent ate the other snakes, which was showing you that the power of Yahawah and his miracles is greater, because they had to go through enchantments and rituals to get that power. Like Esau today, he has to go through science in order to create the technology, like the so-called microchip.
He goes through Satan,
or the mark. Right, he goes through Satan, which gives him that evil knowledge, okay, to create this dark device, which is this microchip, in order to give people the ability to walk and talk and see.
Yep.
But Yahawah, through Yahawah, he's going to give us the same power on the right hand side, and that power is much greater, man. Okay, that power is a lot greater. All right. Can we get I brought this out of camp earlier, but Isaiah 59 and 19. All right, because Esau is going to come with his technology and his power to come at the men of the Lord, but Yahawah is going to have a standard lifted up, which is going to be a greater power against Esau's power. Okay, against the power of these martial law troops and whatever other enemy. Okay, you got it out.
This is Isaiah chapter 59 and 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him.
Right, so when the enemy shall come in with their troops and his technology, with his drones and laser weapons and guns, the Lord's going to lift up a standard for his men. You know, what this brother here, Kasapala, always brings out, which means a way to escape, you know, or disappear. So it's going to be a power that's going to have us get away from their power, and it's greater. It's going to be a greater power. Okay, you know, our power, the Yahawah is greater than the power of Esau and Satan.
He's the creator.
Right, because he's the creator.
He said, I create good and evil.
That's right. That's right.
According to Colossians, the first chapter, he creates the invisible and the visible.
Yep.
So that means he created the carnal side and the spiritual side.
Come. Can we get Isaiah 47? Where it says, stand now without enchantments.
Yup. That is verse 12. Isaiah 47:12. It says, stand now with thine enchantments. Yeah, we can read it. Stand now with thine enchantments and the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth.
Right, so this talking to the wicked, Esau, man, and today. Stand with your enchantments, stand with your technology, you know. Well, even with Apple, that goes back to the fruit that Eve and Adam ate in the serpent, meaning the knowledge of wickedness. That's witchcraft. They use witchcraft to create the power that the Lord gave the priests of the Urim and Thummim. So, but that technology is ultimately going to fail. You know.
It says, if so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be, thou mayest prevail.
If so be that thou mayest be able to profit, if so be that thou mayest prevail, meaning get the victory over. And
I was very sarcastic.
You know, right? It's a facetious question, man. You know, it's a rhetorical question too. The Lord, you know, because basically the Lord knows that these other nations, in Esau, and their technology and their militaries, they're not going to be able to overcome the power of Yahawah, especially when Yahawah and the chariots come back, man. Esau is going to send his Air Force and his Navy out there to try to fight the UFOs. That's why Trump's trying to make this Space Force. You know?
I gotta click this up.
You know?
This is Isaiah 34:4. It says, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, as a leaf falleth down from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. The reason I want to bring that out is because you said even their Air Force will not prevail. And that's a part of, even their Air Force and the technology in the Air Force is a part of the sorceries.
Yep.
It says all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved. So that goes into Esau's Air Force being dissolved in his Space Force.
Yep, and his Space Force.
Yep.
Well, let's get Revelation 12. Okay? Because Esau's going to come with his miracles, his angels, so to speak, and Yahawah is going to come with his, man. Okay? You know, you good. So I think that's Revelation 12 and 12. And the dragon fought with Michael and his angels. Okay.
Yeah. So this says in Revelation chapter 12, verse 7,
Yeah,
it
7,
says,
12.
and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought against his Salakia. And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels.
Right, so you're gonna have the power of the miracles of Yahawah and the angels with Yahawah and Michael, the archangel, and then you're gonna have the power of Esau and the other nations and their air force and their military fighting in the heavens, man, fighting in the sky, okay, to try to gain this. That's going to be Esau's last ditch effort to try to maintain his birthright in this kingdom, okay. But guess what's going to happen? Keep reading that.
Verse 8, it says, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven.
And they prevailed not. Didn't they say that in Isaiah 47? If the so thou mayest prevail? Because Esau thinks because he has the power on the left hand side and the Lord is punishing Israel, he's going to maintain. But see, he tries to fight against the pricks. He tries to fight against mainly the prophecies of the Lord, man. And we're here to tell you through the spirit and power of the Lord, Yahawah in the spirit of prophecy, okay, Bashem Kodash, that Esau, your plans are going to fail. You're not going to win. You're not going to prevail. And you cannot top the power of the Lord and his angels, man. That's why it says, and there shall not be found any more place. Meaning you're not going to find any more place to regain control and rule. You're going into captivity. You're going into slavery.
That's right.
Okay? All right? You're going into slavery, man. So can we end with one more scripture?
Yeah, come on.
Daniel 7:18. Okay? You know? Esau's going to come with his miracles and his technology and his military, but it's not going to prevail over the spirit and the will of Yahawah Shah. Okay?
This is Daniel chapter 7 and 18. It says, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom.
Now, how are we going to take the kingdom? Through Yahawah Shah defending us with the chariots, man. Okay? He's going to give his men spiritual power. Okay? We're going to be like the X-Men, like the Avengers. You know? We're going to take over this world, man. We're going to literally take it from the so-called white man. We're going to take it from these Edomites, man. From these Moabites, from these Hamites, from these Ammonites, from these Ishmaelites. Okay? From these Japhites. We're going to take this world back because it belongs to Yahshua. Alright?
Right. It says, and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
And we're going to possess the kingdom forever, even forever, ever, meaning for all ages. Okay? And that's a miracle within itself, man. Sure. You know? So there's nothing that Esau can do. Okay? You can't stop the power of the Lord. You can't stop the prophecies. You can't stop the force. You can't stop this word from going out. The word is already out, man. You know? But with that, we're going to end it there. Hope I was edified. We're going to give all power, all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double unto the apostles and the elders. Until the next time, Shalom.
Shalom.